Good morning class 5 and welcome back to your online class. So children, last time I have sent you a PDF which contains pages from chapter 1, that is evolution of computers. I'm sure you all have gone through that pages, okay. So there in that pages, if you don't have your book, you need not worry because I will be sending all the pages, okay. All the chapters I'll be sending the PDF, okay. So last time we were discussing about the evolution of computers, right? And I told you about abacus. We were discussing the history of computer and I told you about abacus. So today we will continue with that only. So children, if you have your book, please turn to page number 5, and if you don't have your books, you need not worry, you go through the PDF that I'll be sending, okay, that I have already sent you. Abacus, as I told you, is the first counting device, right? So children, before I start, I'll give you a homework. In your computer copy, draw abacus, okay? Draw abacus, and as whatever the picture is given in your book, please draw that and color it, right? So we will discuss about Napier's bone today. Napier bones was invented by a Scottish mathematician and a scientist, okay, John Napier. The name of the person is John Napier. He is a scientist and a mathematician, right? This device help you to multiply numbers. So this Napier's bone was also actually designed to divide or multiply numbers only. This was also a counting machine. There are 9 different bones or strips with numbers on them. There were 9 different strips, okay, and each 9 different strips got a numbers, okay. So it is used to multiply a long numbers by a single digit number. So it's given in your book also, page number 5. There are 9 bones or 9 strips, and in each strips there were numbers on them, okay, so which help us to multiply numbers. It was also a counting machine. After that, I'm discussing about the history, okay, history of computers. So when the computer which you are using today, when that computer was not there, that time those counting machine was there, okay. So I'm discussing about that, so please listen to me carefully. Now comes the Pascaline. You can, as I discuss the topic, you can just see the picture, okay, because I won't be able to show you the picture of Pascaline, and it's given in your book itself. You just have a look. Also called as the arithmetic machine. This machine is also called arithmetic machine. The Pascaline was invented by Blaise Pascal in 1642. The scientist named Blaise Pascal, he invented the machine called the Pascaline in the year 1642. This device had wheels, gears and dials. So you can see dials and wheels and gears. This machine's got that. This device could perform addition or subtraction with numbers entered by manipulating its dials. So this one, when the Pascaline was not there, then Napier's bone used to do only multiplication, okay, and abacus used to do only counting. But now the Pascaline can do additions and subtraction by dialing the numbers, right? So these are the machines, these are the counting machines before the invention of computers, okay. Now comes the difference engine. This difference engine was an early calculating machine designed and particularly built by an English mathematician and inventor Charles Babbage, and who is also known as the father of computer, okay. This difference engine, this was also a calculating machine, and it was designed by an English mathematician Charles Babbage during the years 1820s and 30s. It represented the first complete design of an automatic calculating machine created to compute mathematical tables. So this difference engine was a complete set of a calculating machine. It was kind of a machine used for doing a complete sets of calculation, means addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, everything, okay. The primary function of this defined engine was to calculate and tabulate polynomial functions, it was capable of calculating a series of values and printing the results on a table automatically. So this machine was used to do calculations automatically, not manually but automatically. So it was kind of a computer, okay. The design was kind of a computer. The design that Charles Babbage created in 1930s could calculate with 16 digits and 6 orders of difference. So this difference engine which was designed by Charles Babbage could calculate 16 digits numbers, till 16 digits number it could calculate, okay. So this was the difference engine. So after difference engine, the new machine has come which is known as analytical engine. The analytical engine was the next stage for Charles Babbage, who went on to improve the capabilities of the difference engine. So analytical engine is also designed by Charles Babbage after he found some flaws, some drawbacks in difference engine. So he designed difference engine and he came up with new machine which is known as an analytical engine, okay. And it was proposed in 1837. The analytical engine was designed to be more of a general purpose computer that could perform a number of different calculations. So this analytical engine was designed to make more of numbers, calculating numbers more than the difference engine, okay. It had 5 units called input, output, store, mill and control. This analytical engines got 5 units, okay. It is better than difference engine. So it has got 5 units: input, output and store, mill and control. Input was provided through punch card. Input was provided. So he designed a punch card which is used for input, okay. Store was used for storing the data. Whatever you type, it gets stored in the data in your computer using a store unit. And control and mill was for the calculating unit and control was used for supervising other units. Mill is for calculating, okay, and mill for calculating and control is for supervising other units, to control other units. The output was used to be obtained for a printing or with punch cards. Output, as you all know, is used for printing. It's used for taking out the printout. So like whatever you type in your computer, whatever you store in a computer, ultimately we want some output, right? We want a hard copy. So that analytical engine was designed in such a way by Charles Babbage, where the 5 units were there. One is input. You can input also, you can store also, you can calculate also, you can control also, and at the end you can output, take out the output also. The analytical engine introduced a number of computer concepts and laid the foundation of computer that were further developed to us, the modern computer. So with the help of an analytical computers, it was designed in such a way and started working in such a way that today we are using a modern type of computer with the help of that analytical computers. Because today whatever computer we are using, whichever computer you are using, we can input, we can type, we can store, we can control, we can calculate and we can print out also, okay. So that's that. Now comes the generations of computers. So computers also got a generations, like at home you have a generation, no, your father, forefather, your uncle, auntie, these are the generations, right? So computers also got a generations. The evolution of present day computers is classified into 5 generations. So now after analytical engine, the modern computer has come into existence, and that modern computers got also 5 generations. Those are first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation and fifth generation, right? The first generation computer, which was there in the year 1940s and 1956. Okay children, you have to remember this. First generation. First generation of computer was there in the year 1940s to 1956. So you have to remember this year, okay? That means how many years? I think 16 years. Okay. So these first generation computers, let us discuss the features. It has got, it was built using a vacuum tubes, the slow operating system and long processing time. This first generation computer was very slow because the processing unit was quite slow, and it produced a large amount of heat since the machine was very slow because it uses a vacuum tubes. This computer used to produce so much of heat, and input given through punch card and paper tapes. That time we used to give input using the punch card, which was used in analytical engine. Okay, and magnetic tapes were used for storing data. So that time there were no USB, there were no memory card, there were no CD, there were no floppy disks, there were no USB. That time there were magnetic tape to store data, and displays output through prints is the same thing. And one of the significant steps towards building a modern day computer is the introduction of Mark I. Now, the computer name Mark I was introduced later, which is the first steps towards the modern computer. The name of the computer is Mark I. So children, today I'll just discuss still the first generation computer because you might get confused with that. In this chapter, I have discussed to you about the history of computer first. Like, for history of computer means there was no computer, okay? When there were no computer, when computer was not designed, that time there were a device named abacus which was used for counting numbers. Okay, then later on, after years, scientists started making new kind of machines which can do calculation, and Napier's born. He designed some kind of a machine which can do only multiplication. After that, the Pascaline, which was designed by Blaise Pascal, so he designed a machine which can do additions and subtraction also. Then after that, the father of a computer, who is known as Charles Babbage, he designed such kind of a machine which can do all sorts of calculations, and it was like a modern form of computer. And later on, that particular analytical engine was modified, and today you are using a modern kind of a computer. And I told you about the generation of computer. In modern computer also there were a generation. So we were discussing about the generation of computer. So today I told you about the generation of computer. First generation, I have discussed about first generation, which was in the year 1940 to 1956. This first generation of computer was used in these years, but this computer was very slow. It uses the magnetic tape to store data, and because this machine was slow, it used to produce a huge amount of heat. Okay, so that's why this first generation computer did not give us this generation computer was not actually working the way the scientists wanted to work. So they made a second generation computer, and second generation computer also lacked few things. So they made third generation. It also lacked few things, and they added new features, and they made fourth generation, so on and on. And today you are using the smart computers, smartphones. All these are the generations of computers. So in my next class, I will be discussing second, third, fourth and fifth generation computer from chapter 1. Okay. After that, I will be giving you question answers and the exercises from the book. So till now children, as I told you, you have to make one computer copy, separate computer exercise copy, and please draw the first counting machine abacus, right? Draw neatly, color it and label it properly. Okay, till then please go through whatever PDF that I have sent you. Please go through it, try to see the picture of all the machines, all the devices. Please go through all the pictures. Since I'm not be able to show you, but I've sent you the PDF. Please have a look at those pictures properly, and next class, in the next week, I will see you all. We will continue with the second generation computer. Okay children, till then, take care.